What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Hustle with JesseW, and today I'm going to show you how I'm investing in 2021. Check it out. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and jump into this video. See, one of the things that most, if not the grand majority of new active traders or day traders that I meet skip is long-term investing. Like, their sole focus is, oh, I'm going to turn, $5,000 into $5 million in the next 5 years or 10 years or whatever the case may be. And they fail to realize that long-term investing is a thing. And more often than not, it works very well because over the long haul, the S&P 500 has always had a return, okay? So they skip that entirely. And we're gonna go ahead and dive into this video here, and I'm gonna show you how you can actually make a good amount of money over the long haul by being a long-term investor. Apart from being an active trader, every successful active trader that I've met also long-term invests, myself included. Okay, I long-term invest, and I have videos on my channel here, playlists that show you step by step how to set up retirement accounts and such. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into this. I'm gonna show you right here. You can see now you can build a plan to get yourself over to $1.16 million over the course of a long-term investment process. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into this here. The very first thing we're gonna do is smash the like button for me if you enjoy this type of content, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, because it goes a long way when you actually interact with the channel, right? If you smash the like button and comment in the comment section below and let me know what your favorite long-term investment is, that helps out with the YouTube algorithm and it pushes the channel up and it continues to grow. Now, with long-term investment, the key to long-term investing, okay, the key to long-term investing is consistency, all right? However, we tend to consistently throw away money. Like, for example, the average monthly car loan, okay, payment in the US was $530 for a new vehicle and $381 for used ones, originated in the third quarter of 2018. According to the credit reporting agency Experian, the average lease payment was $430. If those figures seem high, that's because they are, and they're all up there year over year. People are literally spending $530, $380, so between $400 and $500 and change every single month on car payments. And the craziest part of it is that most people, they'll get to the end of their loan, and instead of just using the car for another 10 years, they go to the dealership with that paid off car and they just give it to them. They give it to the dealership and they take out another car and they continue making these payments. And what are they doing? Just throwing money out the window left and right, left and right, left and right. Now, what is long-term investing? Long-term investing is the act of finding, a company or companies or an ETF and investing in it for the long haul, typically meaning, years. Okay, it's not a swing trade. And I'm holding this for the week, for the month, for the next 3 months. It's an investment. It's like buying Apple. Okay, it's like buying SPY. All right, it's like buying VSAX. All right. All right, so like going to Vanguard and buying VSAX and VOO and stuff like that, okay? That's what long-term investments look like typically. It's not buying LFIN. If you're a day trader, you know exactly what I just mentioned. It's not like literally buying LMFA, all right? It's not like buying those type of stocks and oh yeah, I'm going to hold this for the next 20 years. If you hold stuff like that for the next 20 years, more often than not, they just go to zero, right? Because those small cap companies generally don't do well in the long term, all right? Very few of them actually make it to the big times. So now that we know how much money people spend on cars alone, we're gonna go ahead and punch that in here. Let's say you're 25 years old, your retirement age is 60. You're like, oh my God, but I don't wanna wait until 60 to become a millionaire. You don't have to wait till 60. You can keep active trading, you can keep hustling, you can keep establishing businesses. This is a separate thing. This is long-term investing. If you become a multi-millionaire by that time, well, then guess what? You just made more money more than likely. And if you don't want it, you can just pass it off to your family and friends. So here's what that would look like, right? 25 years old, 60 is your retirement. You have $1,000 right now to your name to invest. You open up a Roth IRA, okay, and you put that $1,000 in there, you obviously have to select investments. Now, what do those investments look like? Well, you can buy growth stocks, stock funds, bonds, but not really. Dividend stocks, target date funds. I have some of this. Watch, I'm gonna show you what I have. Small cap stocks, but I mean, very, very few percentage of your portfolio would, generally speaking, in my opinion, me personally, what I would do would be small caps, very like 1%. Or you can use a robo advisor, like what was it called? I forgot the name of it. There was a robo advisor that I did a playlist here on my channel. Okay, those are robo advisors, are just apps basically that, like Acorns, for example, that you open up, you put money in it, and then you tell it you answer a series of questions that will determine your risk tolerance, and they will invest your money based on that for you. Now, I have growth stocks, I have dividend stocks, and I have target date funds. All right. That's what I have as far as the stock market goes. Target date funds are like retirement funds like Vanguard has, where the fund itself has a target date in mind, and your investments go from being very, very aggressive to conservative over time, over that lapse of time. And the closer you get to that target date, the more conservative it gets. That's why what I do is I put 50% of my retirement portfolio, I put 50% in a target fund, and then the other 50% I split up between growth funds and growth stocks and dividend stocks, just so that my diversification is, from very, very conservative to remaining very kind of aggressive on the other half. Now, that's what I'm doing currently. Now, let's move over here, and we're going to type in the max. The max you can put in a Roth IRA is $500 a month, because that totals out to $6,000 a year. So from 25 to 16, we put $1,000 opening balance, $500 every single month we're going to contribute with an 8% interest return. So right here, if you read this little disclaimer down here, this is the return your investment will generate over time. Historically, the 30-year return of the S&P has been 12%. We're going to throw it at 8%. This will keep in mind inflation and maybe some losses and stuff. You can even do less if you wanted. You could do like 7%. Let's look at what 7% looks like. 7% nearly looks like $1 million. That's $912,000. If you did 8%, you're looking at the $1.1 million after 25 to 60. Okay, dude, like if you're in your 20s, you're skipping out on a lot of potential money with just simply investing $500. Oh, but I need to drive a car. Do you really need to drive a $500 payment? Or can you really just side hustle and save up to buy yourself a car cash? That's going to get you from point A to point B very comfortably and no problem, right? Because nowadays, cars are way more reliable than they were way back, right? Than they were like if when you were in the year 2000 or 1999, 1998, and you had a car from like the 1980s, it wasn't very reliable. But nowadays, these 10-year-old cars are still extremely reliable. These Honda Civics, these Corollas, right? These things are so reliable. Oh, but I can't pull with that. Come on. You want to pretend to look rich, or do you want to get rich, right? Like, what do you want to do? Figure it out, and then, okay, you attack it. If you're happy, you're happy. But don't be complaining later about, oh my God, I don't have any money. I don't have any savings. I don't have anything invested. When your buddy that's on Facebook shows you, oh, look at this, $50,000 I made in Tesla. And you're there like, oh God, how am I going to make my car payment next month? And then you complain about minimum wage. It's not minimum wage, buddy. It's you overspending. So use this, right? If you do that, then boom, look at that. That's real money, guys. That's the potential to real bank. Okay. Look at the growth. You made $952,000 profit. And you want to know the kicker? When it's in a Roth IRA, this money right here, that profit, it's tax-free. It's tax-free. The Roth IRA, that is the benefit of it. The money you put in will be taxed normal as your regular income. Okay, so like if that $500, you'll pay income tax that year on that $500, just like normal. Just like normal. But this profit here is tax-free. That means when it's time to pull it out, ain't nobody taking a single dollar from you from there. You're skipping out on money. You're skipping out on money tremendously. Now, let's say you were like, but you know, 500 bucks is a lot. All right, let's say just do half. 250 bucks. 250 bucks. That's nearly $600,000. And then if you want to get creative, come on down here. Save an extra $100 per month. If you threw in an $100 per month more, you would be up nearly another 200,000, putting you up nearly $750,000. If you skipped the constant, all right, Starbucks, you could easily add another 128 bucks a month. Boom. So another $239,000 in potential profit. And everyone's always eating out and ordering in. Boom. Now, it's not to say that you're not going to do any of these things. You're still going to do that. You're still going to have your coffee once in a while. You're still going to eat out once in a while. It's about changing your habits and your priorities, right? That is if you're the type of person that is not happy and complaining about money. If you're perfectly happy, you know, dishing out $200 a month in eating out and $128 in coffee every month, and it doesn't faze you, it doesn't bother you that you don't have extra money, that you don't have investments, you don't get that little, why does so-and-so have money and I don't? Or why does this person make money in the stock market and I don't? If you don't have those thoughts, then by all means. But if you have those thoughts, right, if you're a little bit bitter about it, then boom. It's about priorities, my friends. It's about priorities right there and then. So let's say you're older. Let's say you're in your 30s. Look at what happens if you wait another 5 years from 25 to 30. You're going to go, let's say the same 250. Look how much you're going to make. I mean, it's still good money. You're still making nearly $300,000 tax-free in the long haul, okay? But it's no longer the same. Those 5 years just cost you a boatload of money. If you did the max, 500 bucks, you profit about 575K. You know, this is your total balance at the end of it all, you know, $750,000. But look at that. You're talking about real money that you're missing out on. Look at that. Oops. 25. Those 5 years. Look at the difference. Look at that difference. $952,000, almost $1 million tax-free from 25 to 60 versus waiting an extra 5 years before you do it. What are you doing with yourself? You know what I'm saying? Like, you really got to get on that. You really got to get on that. And what are the type of things you can invest in? Well, like I said, the Roth IRA is just an account where the money goes in, right? It's like a bucket, and you put that money in that bucket, and nothing's going to happen with it. It's just going to stay there. You got to put that money in that bucket to protect the profits from the tax, you know, to be tax-free. But now you got to use that money to invest. What do you invest? Well, that's something you got to figure out for yourself, but some ideas, right? Some things where I'm invested, you know, you target funds like the Vanguard ones. There's a video here where I go detailed by that. If you guys want me to show you an updated version of what I've done, let me know and I'll make the video. Stocks, okay? ETFs, all right? You can buy SPY every month. You can buy VOO every month. You can buy VSAX every month. You can buy VTI every month. VTI is a Vanguard Total Market Index fund that you can invest in, okay? You can invest in these ETFs and you can actually have exposure to the entire market or specific sectors. You can also buy, like I said, the Teslas and the Apples of the world. You can do that as well. Me personally, I diversify. I put money in all of them and just let it sit there every month. Boom, 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 right? That's what I do. Let me know what you do, or if you have any ideas that you want me to make a new video on, answering a question for you. Remember to smash the like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Hit that notification bell so you're alerted every single time I upload a video, and I'll catch you on the next one.